and welcome back to another episode of Tales from Valheim. Tonight's story is, I'm pretty sure, one of the darkest that we've covered. Now, listener discretion is strongly advised, as it does involve the murder of 3 children by their own father. If you are sensitive to anything like that, then you might want to sit this one out.
Yeah, for sure, dude. This one's a real rough one. So we've covered a lot of crime stories, but this one really feels different. It kind of hits a nerve.
And it's really recent. Just June of this year, we're going to be talking about the Decker children killings in Washington State.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fucked up year.
Yeah, it definitely has. It's been a brutal fucking year. Now, and speaking of brutal fucking years, so on May 30th, 2025, Travis Caleb Decker picked up his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, for a scheduled visit. Now, he was supposed to bring them home at 8 o'clock, and unfortunately, he never did.
Imagine being the mom waiting, just like glancing at the clock, thinking maybe traffic or a delay. Then hours pass and that dread just kind of starts to sink in.
That gut instinct, something you could never really ignore. You just know something's wrong.
Exactly. What should have been a normal custody exchange became the start of a nightmare, and it kind of makes you sit and ponder just how fragile life can be. Like, adults, they die all the time, but unfortunately, as of late, children have started dying in crazy ways, and unfortunately enough, it seems like it's been majority parents doing the shit. And I mean, I don't quite understand what could bring someone to do that. You guys got any thoughts?
I mean, child killing has always kind of been a thing. It's not like really new, but it's like you said, it has been progressing a lot more recently. Because the worst one I can think of was it that Adam Walsh? That was like what, like 80s. That one was really messed up. But like you said, we've seen some like we our last episode we covered some really gruesome stuff, and I feel like it always hits a little extra when it involves a child.
Definitely does. And it just seems to keep rolling this year. Like, not to backtrack, but there's a lot recently.
It's insane how it seems like. And again, this isn't to offend anybody, but people just keep going down fucking hill. Like, every year, people seem to be losing it more and more, and it's becoming more commonplace for murders to happen. No, I'm not going to say shootings, because it's not just shootings, it's stabbings, it's vehicular manslaughter, it's all kinds of different things. But more and more, it seems to be becoming commonplace, and more, it seems like the ages of those being affected by it is getting younger and younger and younger.
I think it has a lot to do with like the exposure. People are just becoming desensitized to this type of thing. So like the ante's always being upped, and stuff that once upon a time would have been viewed as absolutely a one shot, like as absolutely heinous, is just commonplace.
Yeah, dude. Like honestly, the internet really spreads that stuff. Like stuff that you'd have like, oh well, you have to go like this secret website to see stuff like this. Like it's popping up like randomly on my timeline. Like just today, I saw like I was just scrolling and I saw a video of like some lady. Like she was like a Mexican influencer and she got like murdered like on a live stream. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Oh, was it the one where she's just sitting there like with the teddy bear or whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you just see the shots go off, and then you just see her start bleeding, and it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah. I was literally just scrolling. I was like, the video before that was how to make like an easy casserole. And then I scroll into that and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she somehow, I guess, pissed off the cartel, and that was one of the cartel members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I had read was that she got set up by like her friend or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm saying, it's a lot of like random shit like going on. It's progressively getting worse. Like it's been at a point where it's been really, really bad already. But like they said, it's like they're upping the ante. It's getting way worse.
Exposure.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. But so as far as this case goes, By June 2nd, the search had ended, unfortunately, with horror. Authorities had found Decker's abandoned truck at a Rock Island campground in it's either Chelan or Chelan County. I'm not sure which one, so one of you guys out there, if you know the place, can correct me. But, nearby were the bodies of his daughters.
Jeez, dude. I mean, they were bound with zip ties, plastic bags over there, and the coroner ruled it as suffocation.
That's fucked.
It's just absolutely cold blooded. This kind of thing with the level of preparation, it's not a snap decision. It wasn't a passionate act. It was just premeditated murder.
Yeah, dude, and he left evidence everywhere, like bloody handprints, DNA. It's like he didn't even care about covering it up.
Or maybe he wanted it to be found, like it was a statement.
But that brings me again to my point of, I believe I mentioned this in last week's episode. What kind of sick fuck do you have to be to do that to kids? Like, suffocation is not quick by any means.
No, it's
Like
torturous.
Yeah. And to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that to fucking kids, let alone your own fucking children.
Yeah, dude, there's a special place in hell for people who kill kids. Like this fucking guy, what's the other guy's name? Chris Watts? He's a
Yeah.
certified piece of shit too.
Oh God, Chris Watts.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit as well.
Unfortunately, even going back to Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that was a bad one too. Which we actually did an episode on. You guys want to go back and listen to it?
Yeah, that was an interesting one for sure. But with this whole Decker case, after the discovery, Travis Decker, can anyone guessed it? He kind of just vanished.
Poof.
Yep. And then what followed was one of the largest manhunts in recent Washington history. Like, it was fucking massive.
Like, the worst part of it, he wasn't just some Joe Schmo. He had army training, he had survival skills, he'd lived in his truck in motels, he even lived off grid before. So if anybody could disappear into the wilderness, it was definitely him, and he definitely did what he set out to do.
Yeah, he definitely hid like pretty well. Because the trains are no joke. They were like mountain, rivers, dense forest, perfect for hiding. Like they weren't gonna find him.
Oh, dude, I've lived in the Pacific Northwest. I know exactly how that shit can be. And yeah, if you know how to survive out there and can, really the only thing you got to watch out for is the damn squatches. But tips ended up coming in from across the country. But unfortunately, every lead seemed to just fizzle. For months, it felt like he was a ghost in the trees, never to be seen, never to be heard from, just absolute, true fucking vanishing.
Yeah, but that kind of brings up the question. Like it kind of pops in my head. Do you think he was planning this as like a final act? Like he knew he wasn't gonna come back from this?
I mean, it could have been like PTSD, paranoia. Who knows with this kind of thing? The system just kind of gave him access, and that's where I get stuck. He had the training, he had the capability, and a lot of times with that kind of military stuff, it does come with some heavy baggage.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very tough thing. It really is. And, when it comes to this whole thing, like there were a lot of red flags. He had restrictions on his overnights. The Amber Alert wasn't even issued right away. They kind of took their sweet ass time doing that one.
God damn it! How many fucking stories do we read where it's like where it's literally that it's they fucking you hear so many stories where like, oh well, they didn't do this right away, like they didn't do this, they didn't take this precaution, this is the protocol, but they ignored it until 48 hours later. Why?
It's disgusting.
I unfortunately don't think we'll ever know, but it's just, I would say a lack of competence, but what do I know? I'm just a guy talking into a microphone with a couple other guys.
They should do like, I don't know how like what their training is on this. They should do extensive training on this kind of thing so this stops being an issue, because even on our last case too, it took them a week to put out any kind of like information for like Emily Pike to report that she was missing. And in this one, the Amber Alert wasn't even put up, even though he doesn't have overnight visitation rights. So why was it not put up instantly?
I don't understand. It's like people that are in these positions that are like guardians and in some way, shape, or form, there should be more strict vetting. Find people that actually care, instead of it just being a job.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you would need to go through like extensive certification for all this stuff because I know like it's hard to be like, well, you can't ever really see like someone who's in it for the money and who's in it for the love of it. But I feel like there should be heavy like training courses and like classes and like notice the signs or like being able to tell when is the appropriate time to put in the Amber Alert. Because what's the harm in putting in the alert and then them finding the person like, oh, it was just a misunderstanding, as opposed to, oh, I'm gonna hold off on the alert because I don't know if like it's actually real or not, and then stuff like this ends up happening.
Yeah, there's just so many flaws in the system and how it works. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be quite some time or someone important is going to have to go missing before anything changes. But unfortunately, this case gets even darker. On September 18th, search teams on Grindstone Mountain found human remains scattered across rugged terrain. Now, I kind of want to say, and again, if you're easily offended, skip ahead like 10 seconds. But so DNA confirmed that it was Travis Decker. And I say that's unfortunate because he deserved, unless he got a lot of suffering and whatever happened to him, but he deserved a lot fucking worse for what he had done.
His own fucking bag.
Oh yeah. But here's the disturbing part though. His torso and his skull were missing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with no tissue left on it, which means no autopsy, no cause of death. It's just in the wind.
Exactly, which unfortunately puts us in a situation where we'll never know if he died by suicide, exposure, or something else. I mean, his torso and skull were missing. Only thing that I know that rips people apart like that or heard of is, and again, this isn't joking, I've actually heard stories, again, whether they're true or not is not my choice, but of squatches doing that kind of shit to a couple hikers that didn't skedaddle when they were encroaching.
I feel like a bear would be my first guess, and then Sasquatches.
Or
True.
hopefully a pissed off family member got a little revenge.
Oh,
Yeah,
I fucking hope so.
yeah. But honestly, part of me just kind of thinks he ran until the wild finished the job.
Or maybe it was deliberate. Maybe it was his final way of taking answers with him. He made a statement and then left everybody else with questions.
That piece of shit.
Yeah, because now those questions are, why did he do it? Was it a sudden rage? Was it something that had been brewing for months? Was it just, not even a sudden rage or something that's been brewing, but could it have been just a calm and collected thought of, hey, you know what? This world doesn't need any more my children. Like, all just nothing but fucked up ass thoughts.
And that's the really scary part about this story is we might never know. The guy who knew died, so I don't know if we'll ever really get answers from this.
And of course, it's always going to bring back every time we have this kind of conversation. My point is always the system has failed. So it raises a question too: should have visitation even been on the table for someone like this?
I mean, with the restrictions he had, I think fuck no. That's just an easy fucking no. And then why wasn't the Amber Alert immediate when, as we were just talking about, those fucking delays matter?
Yeah, man.
Hardcore.
Every fucking minute counts when it comes to cases like this. But how many cases have we already talked about where it comes down to basically if only they acted sooner or if only they had a better response to what's going on?
I mean, how do you predict the unpredictable? I mean, that's part of the nightmare. Sometimes the danger doesn't even show itself until it's too late and things can't be taken back.
But that's also the question, were there warning signs that people just didn't pay enough attention to see?
From what it sounds like is he sounded like a red flag because if you don't have overnight visitation with your kids, that comes off as already something pretty bad. But I don't
Yeah.
want to jump to conclusions, but why was he allowed to have the kids? And if he didn't bring him back by the time he said and he wasn't answering his phone, why was nothing done immediately?
It's just a truly fucked up scenario. And it's one of those things where it truly shows you like, hey, pay attention to your friends, pay attention to your family, and look out for those signs. See if you notice any red flags, see if you notice anything weird, and if so, talk to them. It might be something where they think people see it and nobody gives a shit, and that's why they're not saying anything. It could be that they're just too afraid to bring it up, but maybe if someone else notices, that'd be the push to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I kind of do need help.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I still feel like we definitely need to do quite a bit more when it comes to the whole mental health situation.
Yeah, yeah. Like they said, maybe it was PTSD. We won't ever really know, but if that was the case, then we need to do a way better job of helping the vets out. And that's not me trying to scapegoat it like, oh, he had PTSD, that's why he did it. Like I said, we'll never really know why he did it. This could have just been meditated. I mean, premeditated. It could have been planned. He could have done it just because he wanted to do it. We'll never actually know, but if it was PTSD, he would have benefited from some help.
Well, I mean, think about it. Zip ties and bags over their heads. Isn't that what they would do to some POWs in Afghanistan after 9/11 happened?
Or maybe he was just a sick fuck that wanted to make a statement, which is why he would have gone to the trouble to make such a horrific thing instead of just, it's already bad enough killing your children, but to do it in a way
Oh,
that
yeah.
would hurt them while doing it, it was a statement piece, I feel like. And, I don't know the circumstances of the split and why the family wasn't together in the first place, but it feels like it might have been maybe a stab at the wife, another way to hurt them.
Which
Yeah.
is oftentimes the case, but it's like, okay, that'd be like thinking, oh, my ex is fucking terrible, or oh, my wife, I found out she cheated on me and she hurt me, so now I gotta hurt her. How can I do that? I know, kill the one things. Well, I guess it's multiple things, but kill the things that bring me joy, bring excitement to my life, make me whole. Yeah, that'll really get her.
Yeah, but if we saying it, we like even thinking that that's sick. Like that doesn't make sense. Like, how am I gonna get back at her? How am I gonna hurt her by killing my kids? That doesn't make sense at all. That's not a rational person thinking.
No, no, not at all. That's an evil, sadistic, asshole piece of shit thinking that.
Hopefully squat shit at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
But honestly, I personally think that he got off too easy. Even if he did die of exposure, if something killed him out there, I still think that he got away too easy.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm a believer in when it comes to murder, the person that did the murdering should die the way, or yeah, the way of what they doled out in the first place. So that would mean if unfortunately, like these poor fucking children were tortured and suffocated, then the same should be done to him. Bag put over his head, hands zip tied, neck sealed off, and best of luck.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, but if this is the way it is, I don't want to fucking see anyway.
Yeah. Like it, because right now, think about it. Everybody that goes into prison for murder, how many of them are getting released at some point? Only recently have I seen crackdowns on some things where more people are getting life without parole. But even then, how does that make up for what was taken away?
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
And that's where, as brutal as it is to say, I feel like that is, legitimately needed. But that will be tonight's story. A tragedy where the real monster wasn't supernatural, it was human.
And truly, from the bottom of our hearts, just entire heart prayers go out to Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Just three girls who should have had their whole lives ahead of them.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that when this kind of stuff is going down, they hurt the family that has to live through all that. But again, from the shadows, this has been Tales from Helheim. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and remember, some darkness never fully reveals itself.